Bosnia was kind of natural open society, if you will.
There were always three ethnic groups: Serbs, Croats, and Bosniaks. Serbs are Orthodox, Croats are Catholics, and the Bosniaks are Muslims.
Of course you will ask, then what happened? How did you have a war when you had such a wonderful culture?
At the first elections, we suddenly realized that majority of people voted for nationalistic parties. It was complete shock.
The CIA predicted civil war in the former Yugoslavia within 18 months. And I said, these Americans, they don't know anything.
For the first few months of the war, it was like nightmare. When you go to work, you don't know if you will be alive on the way back.
The city was under the siege for 4 years. We had to get to terms to not having water, not having food, being afraid all the time.
War is like a disease which is destroying everything around you, destroying countries, destroying families, destroying systems, destroying individuals.
In the midst of this identity crisis of everyone, we are all sitting with each other and playing songs that were common heritage of not only Sarajevo, not only of Bosnia, but of all of former Yugoslavia.
Citizens of Sarajevo remained very solidary towards each other. We were human beings who are put into an impossible position, and we now together need to survive this.
People like Soros knows what does it mean to be in the middle of the war. That was one of the reasons why he was ready to help.
The needs in Sarajevo was everything, anything. Human rights and rule of law, free press didn't exist.
He really, at that moment, jumped to promote the fight against the nationalism.
To support this idea of Bosnia surviving as a multi-ethnic society and the state.
My first project that I managed during the war was to put electricity via through the tunnel. We decided the priorities would obviously be hospital, bakery, presidency as well. In order for people to have the sanity, they had to have things that they had before the war.
The fact that Soros office was opened during the war in Sarajevo was a big deal. It was a kind of proof that international community existed. It played a particularly important role in relation with my newspaper, Oslobođenje.
When that National Party won the first elections, they agreed to control the media.
After months or 2 months of war, we ran out of a newsprint. And while all these battles were ongoing, Soros managed to bring us the newsprint. In a way, news were important for people in Sarajevo, almost like bread.
Journalists were more open and more critical during the war than in the period after the war.
The first film festival, which now became very famous, Sarajevo Film Festival, was funded by Soros.
We have to use the film as a very strong tool to tell the stories, and we would like to put people together, to walk together. I think the culture has to be above the politics.
The response was overwhelming. We got 140, the most recent feature and documentaries, 20,000 visits in 10 days.
They could get out of their houses, they could talk to somebody who is outside, gave them their dignity back.
That's one of the reasons why festival is today so big, so influential, so important. But I think really it was built on this idea of reconciliation.
We are more than 20 years after the war, teaching our children that our neighbors are our enemies.
If Europe is going to that direction, we are all lost. All the people who really believe in democracy should be engaged and energized to fight as soon as possible.
We have to be inventive, to be creative, give the argument why peace and solidarity and respect, to maintain curiosity, to maintain inventiveness.
Well, I hope for an integrated country with no hatred, violence. And for this, I hope for the rest of the Europe and world as well.